Legend of Total War here with part 3 of my Rome Total War Let's Play campaign as Numidia. Alright, so previously we conquered Lepsis Magna, Lilybaeum, and Memphis. And we had a bit of a silly glitch happen to us. If you didn't watch the previous episode, which I'm assuming most people, if you're watching episode 3, you've watched episode 2. Half of my army sort of despawned without... They weren't defeated in battle, they just disappeared. It was sort of like a reverse exploit. It's annoying, but, you know, there's so many exploits that are in my favour. So much of the time where, you know, one where it's not in my favour, I can let it go. Anyway, so we've got quite a bit of force here, quite a lot of strength, but they've got varying degrees of mobility. Yeah, you come over here. I might get some more ships from here. But from over here we're getting the cavalry. Maybe we should build another watchtower, because there's no point me going on to defeat the rebels. And like I've had in the past, like there's always a minority of people that think they say, "What are you doing? You always leave rebels lying around in your territory. Why do you do that?" It's because you go and defeat the rebels, right, and they just come back the very next turn. I remember in the Scipii campaign, there was a bunch of rebels sitting at Capua for ages, and I went and killed them. Or was it in Sicily? It was whatever, wherever it was. It was in a rich settlement, and then it was block and trade. I went and killed them, and then I walked away, and then 2 turns later, a bigger rebel army showed up. I'm just like, oh god, this only just proves my point. What you want to do with rebels is not go out and defeat them, but build watchtowers so they go stand somewhere where it's not really important. So the rebels out here, they're not standing on the trade route. The trade route here is secure. You know, they're standing ahead. Yeah, they're going to cause a little bit of devastation, but you cannot get rid of rebels 100%. It's impossible. I've tried it. It's impossible. The only way it is possible is if you put an army in every single spot on the map that there is literally nowhere for them to spawn. Fuck that. Anyway, so over here we've got some units that need retraining. Now, Alexandria up here has plague, so I don't really want to go after that. We're recruiting some of this. Also, we need to go back over here to Siwa at some point to retake it, but there's a lot of enemy armies in the area. So anyway, let's move on to the next turn. There's a Greek diplomat here. Why don't we see if we can get a trade agreement with them in exchange for some money? Oh, no. No, they give me money. No, they want money out of me. Okay, no, can't have that. I'll tell you what, how about a trade agreement for nothing? Okay, now I'll sell them map information. I just want some cash out of them so that I can... Good. Continue to fund my armies. I think attacking this guy head on here, because he's in ambush stance, could be a mistake. I really don't like being ambushed. Especially with a skirmisher army. I mean, if you've got an army full of cavalry, getting ambushed means nearly nothing, because you can get out of the ambush right away. But, I mean, we do have a majority of cavalry here, but these guys would be a liability in that instance. So let's take the army that we've got and come and stand over here.
Forward. No more moves, sire. My liege. Your obedient servant.
And why don't we just recruit some... Yeah, just recruit one of those just in case they want to take it. I don't know. Like if they send this army over here to go and capture it, which is fine because when they besiege a settlement, they take a long time before they even start building siege equipment, and we'll have taken both of these settlements by the time that they take this, and then we'll just come around and go get them. Now against Egypt here, we've got we don't have much cavalry because obviously Memphis can't recruit the cavalry here. We've got this being done as well.
Great one.
Just waiting for the plague to go away. What I could do is go and besiege the settlement like quarantine it, because if they're moving troops in and out of the settlement, the plague's never going to go away. Or we could, while that plague's going on, we could just make our way down to Siwa. I think I'll do that. So we'll just, you know, leave... Actually, I'll put peasants in there first, because it's got a wall there, and... I know these desert infantry are better than peasants, but... I don't know. So let's take our troops...
Orders. Mighty general.
over to... Why can't I move there? There. Take these guys out. Okay, the public order's gone down here, but it's on very high taxes, so we just decrease that.
Mighty general, prepare for battle. Victory! Prepare for battle. Victory! Prepare.
Alright, well, we've just ensured that these three forces here can't move.
No more moves, sire. Great one.
Yes, my liege. My ears are...
If I put him in there, he'll contract plague. He'll like, which is like, you can use spies to spread plague, but to be honest, I think that's a shitty way to play the game. Like, it's not even efficient, because I can conquer these settlements without fucking needing to spread plague. And the thing is, if I spread the plague, it's going to be there for longer, and I'm waiting for the plague to die so I can actually take it. That plague is slowing us down. Like, if we were in a situation where the Egyptians just had too many troops and we were getting overwhelmed, spreading plague would certainly be helpful, but we've got them by the balls. We've crushed so many of their armies. The only time they've ever beaten us is when they send a completely overwhelming force to go and take on peasants. That's it. Alright, so let's see, what else can we construct? Get that going, and increase the taxes because I need more money. So that settlement there is going to take a little while to grow. What we could do is, this settlement's barely got any troops, people either. I could recruit peasants from here and send them down this way. That was one way, or we could recruit mercenaries and send them down because they're not that expensive. But we're not rolling around in cash right now. I could do that at Carthage, but I'm recruiting these kind of troops here at the moment.
Ready to sail.
Okay, they've lifted the blockade there. Let's move on.
We've been ambushed.
Your forces ambush an army of the Scipio faction. The enemy knew nothing of the attack and will have no time to prepare. Cool. Alright, let's do this. They knew I was fucking there, but, well, we got the ambush on them. This wasn't why I was coming up this way, though. I was going to go to Masana to go and conquer it.
On my orders.
Things to consider are basically... What we need to do is kill the enemy general. If we kill the enemy general, our cavalry can then just roll right up down that line there and kill the rest of them. So the archers need to make sure they're protected and on the high ground so they can get a volley off on the cavalry. I'm going to have the Numidian mercenaries... Numidian cavalry, they're not mercenaries, over here, and the general's bodyguards here, and actually put the general in the safest spot, because he's the king, here. They're going to charge in to go and kill the Roman general. Same with you, although you probably won't get there in time. Actually, you should probably just stay here and protect the missile units. And as for you, I don't even know why I brought you. So these guys here, they'll need to go just pretty much straight into melee. So give them the command first. Alright, do it. Okay, they tried to protect their general too much. He didn't stay in the front, so that didn't work. But that's okay. Because if we just go charging in there, that's not going to work very well for us. Because they've got relatively high morale. They're separate from their main line. Okay, maybe if we send overwhelming numbers right here. See, they're wavering. Okay, I'm gonna need these guys to come in and help with this. Get into melee. Most of their ammunition's spent now anyway. I did want to kill their general, but the fucking guy ran away. Okay, let's roll them up over here. And with the enemy morale, yeah, look at this. Because the damaged the broken units are making the other units terrified. Oh, we got him! Alright, good stuff. Now we can just roll up the line, no worries. This is what I wanted to do. So I wanted to kill him at the very start. But this is just as good. Yeah, I can't complain with these results.
As enemies, these men are perfect. They are running from the battle in terror.
That went very nicely. Alright, we're done here.
Your soldiers have brought you a great and deserved victory.
We actually lost 60 men, so we took a lot of damage from friendly fire, which as a skirmish faction, sort of being like that, that's to be expected. Oh, we moved forward. That's alright. See, they're moving their armies in and out of, the fuck? How'd they get Memphis? They must have bribed it. They did, the motherfuckers. Wow. And they've spread plague here now as well. This guy's got plague, so if I besiege it, it'll continue to be plagued. Fucking hell. That sucks. Still, I wonder how much money Egypt had to spend to do that. So looking at their financial rankings, so yeah, they must have just spent quite a lot. That's not going to win them the war, that's for sure. But that certainly didn't help me at all. Oh, I forgot to retrain these, but that's not really a big deal. I don't need them right now. Might get some more. I'd like to go back to Memphis, but if we conquer it, you know, we're just going to... It's plagued. This is, you know what really shits me? I had built a very expensive building here.
My eyes are yours.
Right. Well, that's irritating. Right, let's not worry about that right now. And instead, let's just make our way over to Masana. Still, I don't think that the Egyptians can bribe constantly. They'll just run out of money. Alright, so I'm gonna fight. Oh, there's Alexander. Yeah, let's kill this motherfucker. Our forces are much more powerful. And make our way to Siwa, retank that, and then go back to Memphis. Hopefully the plague has dissipated by that point.
Before the sun sinks in the west. My orders.
Okay, so they'll have a bit of reinforcements, but it's nothing to be too concerned about. Are there any sort of high grounds here? Although we're on the attack, they may not come to us. But still, we should get set up for it just in case. Put these guys up front. I really wish it wouldn't default to skirmish mode. I mean, it makes sense that they are, but at the same time, I don't like skirmish mode.
The enemy have proved their cowardice. They have reinforcements, as if numbers mattered.
Okay, so they're coming straight for us. That's fine. Make sure you all guard your positions. Hold your formations. So let's have a look at their army. They've got Numidian mercenaries, a bunch of pikemen, skirmishers, Libyan mercenaries, skirmishers, Egyptian chariot general. Alright, they're probably just getting set up. Let's get our archers up front so they can start shooting. I think we've got slightly higher ground than them as well. What we really want to do is kill their general so we can break them.
Units at the double side.
So you go over there. Hang on. You go there.
Units at the double. Units. Units. Hold it.
So at the moment we're skirmishing them with impunity. We're not exactly getting a lot of kills, but they're all free kills at this stage. What we really need to be doing though, like I said, is killing that general, because these guys here are no real threat. I suppose they're just waiting for their reinforcements. Now, can we... With them moving back and forth like this, that's going to get us a load more kills. They're retreating.
The enemy flee! Chase them from the field and give them no rest or pity!
Alright, well then, look, once again this coward runs away. We can still do a lot of damage to his army. Especially the skirmishers. Still, 30% of their army killed, and we really didn't lose anything. So, yeah, the generals left the battlefield, so... Their morale's not going to be that high. But recharging while they're running in the opposite direction doesn't work that well. Especially against pikemen. I need to be getting those skirmishes. I don't think I can make it to them in time, they're just too far away. Yeah, it just wasn't close enough. Okay, let's still try and take out these Nile spearmen, but we have to sort of horse sandwich them. Alright, there we go.
Enemy
Good.
flee! Chase them from the field and give them no rest or pity! Victory!
Okay, so we still managed to kill 43% of them, and we only lost a handful, like 13 men.
Victory!
And now they've all got the plague, which probably isn't a good thing because, well, they'll just spread that plague around because they don't give a shit. AI is bloody mangy dogs in that regard. Well, we're free to make our way down here now.
Forward! Out of moves, great lord!
And we should be arriving... Oh, they've built siege equipment. Alright, where's my spy?
My ears are
If I can get my spy in him, there's a chance he'll open the gate.
Depleted, great lord. Moves depleted, great lord.
My liege.
I don't really need these mercenaries, and I don't like hoplites very much. So I'll just get a few more troops and then have a look over here.
Ready to
Actually, why
sail.
don't we? Yeah, we'll just wait and see if we can let's have a look now. I've got heaps of ships.
Aye, my lord.
Got 3 cavalry. See, it's just town militia. They've got poor morale. I could beat that with 3 loads of cavalry. I mean, what kind of... You're an alright cavalry commander.
Ready to sail.
Alright.
Aye, my lord.
My liege. My liege. Forward.
I should be able to do a draw out here as well.
Set sail.
Orders. Mighty general. All ashore. Engage the enemy.
Alright. Well, the odds are actually in our favour. Right, cool. If we had brought more troops, we wouldn't have been able to do this. So this is good. Now, it's not exactly a rich settlement, but still, depriving
Never easy.
Carthage from the settlement is good. And they're not really looking after the settlement either, because they're constantly recruiting shit units, so the population's being destroyed.
The enemy have proved their cowardice. They have reinforcements. As if numbers matter.
Now, the downside to this is that we don't necessarily have the advantage in a head-on fight. We have to break them. Now, there's 2 ways we need to go about doing that. We need to exhaust them, firstly, and the second thing is kill their general. Because these have inferior morale. If we just inflict a few morale penalties on them, then they'll surely break. So we can't do this together. We need to split up. Have them chase after us. They've got no javelins. Our guys don't exactly have the best morale either. How about we go get this guy here first? Because he's isolated. We didn't actually get the upper hand on that one.
Enemy cowards run! Drive them from the battlefield!
It just goes to show we really need to inflict morale penalties on them. We actually lost more men than they did, as far as percentage is concerned. We've got to keep... It doesn't really matter too much if our guys are exhausted, but we've got to keep these guys constantly on the move. And you stay there, you recover some fatigue. Stay there. And we'll... Because the general recovers fatigue a hell of a lot faster than these guys, so we'll have him run them around. See, they're winded, while our guys are recovering their fatigue. And we just dick around them. Because if they're exhausted, they'll fight like absolute shit, and it'll be very easy to break. Of course, we kind of need to do this on high speed, or else it's going to take forever. Okay, this guy here is isolated. Oops, what the fuck was this guy thinking? Good, that one went much better. That's put the percentage back in our favor. You just rest, don't worry about how are you. You're winded. Okay, We've got more guys coming in over here. Obviously, don't worry too much about the peasants. Don't let them get back over here. There we go. Horse sandwich, motherfucker. Crush him. Okay, we can't be sitting around here because they're going to recover their fatigue. And it's crucial they're as tired as possible. So do that by just running around them, forcing them to run. Good that he's very tired. Oh, that's their general right there. Here's a good opportunity. If we charge in on him, we might just kill him. Nope. It was a bit of a gamble, but sometimes it pays off, sometimes it doesn't. Okay, you need to get away from them. Get back over here. Sure, we would have cost this guy some hit points though. Guys are tired, but this is more about morale. There we go, another horse sandwich, motherfucker. Charge right into him.
Enemy general shows his value. He is filled only by a desire to save his own skin.
There we go,
The
got him.
gods, the enemy general was a fool. He sacrificed himself rather than leading his men to a dignified defeat.
Okay, good. They haven't decided to run away just yet. That's good. Hang on, hang on. Where the fuck do you think you're going? Absolutely do not let them leave. We're not done here yet. It's good. They're exhausted and their general's dead. Good. And there we go.
These men are perfect. They are running from the battle in terror.
And they're fairly close to the red line, so we just have to make sure they don't get across it. Just need to do a bit of cattle herding.
Victory.
Well, that went very nicely. And now we take Karelis.
Victory! Sire! Attack! Victory!
There's not a lot of people here. I think we should enslave it. Maybe I should have occupied. Oh well. What's done is done. It'll increase the population growth. I guess we can just station them there for the time being. We'll have to send...
Yes, mighty lord. No more moves, sire.
I don't know, maybe some peasants over there at some point to go and increase population. No, not right now. How much is this settlement worth? So you can see 5, 6, 7, but that doesn't necessarily mean that's how much it's worth. Basically, you add up all these three incomes and then minus off corruption. This doesn't really count because that's just global expenses, which is added up sort of weirdly. Okay, what are we doing now? What kind of temple did they build here? To Tanit. Get rid of that. Much prefer Baal. Okay, we're done. Moving on.
Mighty general!
These guys are trying to get in my way. Thing is, we don't have much movement here. If we attack them, we may not be able to make it over to Siwa.
I serve your will. Spying.
Okay, there's a small chance they'll open the gate. I really hope they do, because I don't want to dilly-dally with this. Motherfucker.
Besieging settlements, sir.
But that doesn't look like it's going to be difficult to attack. And if they attack us out here, then that's even better. Population here is alright, so let's get some more archers. And more farm. How about we build the mines, actually? I could use some more money coming from here. So, this war with Egypt has so far been relatively expensive. I mean, we made a lot of money when we exterminated Memphis. But it probably hasn't been profitable just yet. Excuse me. Alright, now. We can draw them out, but I think we'll be fine with assaulting this.
Attack! A battle's never easy, but then it's not meant to be easy. It is a testing ground for men.
Alright, so enemy reinforcements are going to be on the way, but I'm not concerned about that. Bring the rams up. Just drop them. We'll assign the rams in a moment. So what I want is for these guys to come up to the wall and try and shoot over it. If we can kill the enemy general before the battle even begins, that would be good.
As if numbers mattered.
Those are Hastati, I think. Maybe I should have sent the cavalry over there. It might be too late, but I'll send them over there now. Hindsight's a bitch. Getting closer. If you could shoot these equities, that'd be great. Let's get started with this. I don't think we're going to get to it in time. Because you've got to avoid the towers as well. So much for avoiding it. No, we're not going to make it. Just forget it. I should have anticipated that.
Your soldiers and
But
the
it doesn't
battling
matter.
ram are at the walls. Now comes the test of their courage.
Oh, those sneaky bastards, they charge up in the wall here, forcing us to shoot at our own men. Okay, they're still taking more casualties than we are. I'm sure we can retrain all of these units here, so it's not going to matter. Alright, bring in the archers.
The battering ram has done its work. Your soldiers have broken the enemy gate.
Okay, that's all their equities dead. So that means they've got a general and 2 loads of Hastati. Alright, let's move these guys in.
The cowardly enemy have lost the walls. Send your troops and take the rest of the settlement.
So this looks like a minor city, so that's actually pretty valuable. Alright, so what are we doing here? I think we'll set up over here. Yeah, that looks like a good idea. So if you guys can make your way over here. Oh, they're gonna get shot by towers. It's okay, we don't have to worry too much about super efficiency with this battle. They'll get plenty of a chance to rest. I just want them over here quickly.
Stand and fight! Units! Ceasefire! General! General!
Oh, they're actually coming here. I'm sure I can retrain these units here. Well, actually, I'm not certain of that, but we'll see how our shitty desert infantry fare up against a Roman general. Actually, I think that's also their faction leader. Okay, archers. Just fire at them from here. Although we're probably more likely to shoot our own men. Yeah, just quit that. Okay, all of you guys get in there. Try to support them. Look, I don't really care if they're taking loads of casualties, I just don't want them to get completely wiped out. Anyway, they've weakened him considerably. If we send our guys in, they should kill him. I hate it when I see, like, the actual general first into the...
This is a day of triumph. The Roman leader is dead, and his only reward will be a funeral urn.
Okay, good. Get back to here. Let's get set up again. And you've taken too many casualties now, so you can take a step back. What are they doing? Why don't you just get over here? Okay, maybe you need to be on guard mode. Okay, good. That's what I wanted to see. And now they don't know what to do. Okay, now you're taking too much damage. Send these guys in. Okay, I'm going to send all the cavalry back in again now, because they can handle Hastati. And the archers certainly thinned them out a lot.
These men are perfect. They are running from the battle in terror.
Just have to hope that none of my generals die, but it doesn't really matter if any of them do. Okay, good, we won.
Victory lies in your...
I think this battle just proves just how not good Numidia is at assaulting settlements, especially against Romans.
We have conquered.
I think enslaving is a good option because a lot of these people will go to Karelis. Ha! It's exactly what I wanted.
Ready to
Yeah, get
sail.
rid of them.
Attack! The sea is yours, great lord.
And they can be retrained here.
Mighty lord.
Oh man, we're low on cash. If we had exterminated, we would have made more money, but at least we've increased the population of our faction. Public order here is okay. Okay, the only units that can't be... Actually, every single one of our units can be retrained here. We just lack the funds. So if we have a look at finances, we'll have plenty next turn.
I serve your will. Spying.
Okay, what I want to do with Syracuse is draw them out. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to attack them now. These guys will just stay behind here. I want to send a non... Oh, hang on. This guy's in the way. But we can beat him. We may not have enough movement left to attack Syracuse afterwards, but that's okay.
March! Merging armies! Prepare to ambush, my liege! Attack!
Might be able to use a mercenary, I don't know. Do the whole draw them out sort of thing, because our faction's just not good at assaulting settlements. Alright, so first thing we'll do is have the Numidian cavalry harass the enemy. Just harass them for a little while. Now, do they have any archers, or they were just velites? They've also got war dogs there. And if we can wear them out a little bit, that'll certainly help. Make them tired. Oh, hang on. They've got javelins as well. What am I thinking? Ha, we made them miss. Very nice. Just don't get too close, because I think our guys will have greater range than theirs. Oh fuck, that was a quick reload. A handful of men dead, not many. Ooh, out of there just in time. Okay, with their army sort of splitting up like this, perfect opportunity for cavalry to pick them apart a little bit at a time. Okay, most of our ammunition's gone now. We've thinned them out enough that we could just charge into them and probably break them without having to first kill their general. Here come the dogs. Issues. Just absolute overwhelming numbers, and the fact that some of the units are broken already to wipe them out.
Victory is sweet indeed, and all the sweeter for being so decisive.
Victory is ours!
Ah, damn it, out of movement. Oh, hang on. It's just the generals that are out of movement.
Orders! Sire! Mighty general! Sire! Mighty general! Mighty general!
Okay, I have an idea. Oh, I've got no money. Alright, well, this could probably still work. I just need someone that's really weak.
My liege.
Send him over here to go besiege it. Gate's open. The one time I really don't want to fight that kind of battle because, let me just see here. I mean, it's stone walls. That would be actually kind of difficult to take with the gates open. And we send these guys over here, forcing them to sally out against us. Yeah. I mean, don't get me wrong, we could win it, but it would take me a long time to do it, because I'd have to do it primarily with archers, and I'd probably take a lot of casualties.
Mighty general.
Yeah. Anyway, if I move any of those army troops out of there, it might revolt. Okay, so we're out of funds.
Mighty General, attack! Settlement under siege.
Let's move on. Funny thing is, oh no, if he wins, he's not going to get a man of the hour because he'll be standing inside the settlement next turn. And Syracuse is the kind of settlement that we'd need to exterminate because it'll have a high population. It'll just be worth it to exterminate them.
Send them to the point of crisis.
The faction leader must have extra movement points. Because it's obviously, like, he must be diligent or whatever it is that, like a duel master. Because he provided it for them, but he hasn't provided it to the other generals. Extra movement points. Right, so the first thing we got to do, harass the enemy general with javelins, just weaken him a little bit.
General, forward! Move!
Whilst also trying to stay as fresh as possible. If he's running straight for us, he's going to be pretty tired by the time he gets here. Get down there. I think I've got to slow this back down. I really wish it would default to run. It would make this game so much easier for me. It's one of the things I do like about the newer Total Wars, that when you give a drag command, it defaults to run. That went alright. Killed a few of him. 3 by the looks of it. I mean, our general's much larger bodyguard than his, plus they've got a lot of experience. And plus we can use these guys to fight as well. And he's tired, and he's fresh. Okay, now we're getting loads of kills. The Hastati almost don't matter at all. Right, move it. Okay, that'll do. Let's charge in now.
Shows his value.
Ah, come on, kill it. Got him, good. Now all we gotta do is just make the rest of them break. Stop shooting our own men. You don't want to give the charge command right now because they'll charge into these technically and actually get more of my own men killed. Just need to baby touch them, I think. Yeah, there we go. We lost more men to friendly fire, which is always the case with these fucking javelin men. But there we go. So that certainly is profitable. So all of Sicily now belongs to us. Now we need to begin preparations to invade the mainland of Italy. So there's some rebels here. Not too concerned about them. What we should do is just get someone to build a watchtower here, just so we can keep an eye on these rebels. Because if he comes down here, we'll go stand there, so he's not standing on the road.
Move out, sire! Move out, sire! Onward!
Okay, now we can increase taxes for the time being. I can't retrain these here. Right, so I'll send them back to Masana. Just lower the taxes here. Alright, so we can bring these guys over this way now. Hopefully they don't get smashed by the rebels, but if they do, no big deal. These guys here need to be retrained.
My ears. Moving.
Croton's our next stop. Fuck, and pretty much all of the slaves went right there. So that's good. Just keep the queue going, just otherwise I'll forget about it. No need for walls over here. Just need to make sure this settlement doesn't revolt. The thing is, if back in the Roman times, not every settlement would have walls. Only the most important frontier settlements. Otherwise, if a settlement was relatively safe, why build a wall? Walls are expensive. Okay, we can increase the taxes here, but I need to keep it low because I want the settlement to grow. Right, so we got this to do now. Mercenaries available. We get some Numidia mercenaries, but that's unnecessary. Alright, we've got this. So we'll take this back, and now that they've actually built a wall here, hopefully we can... now the walls are gates are open, but it's unnecessary because we've got the battering rams now. Would have been great if we could have taken it last turn. So when we get here, probably enslave them would be the way to go. Or maybe just reoccupy.
The enemy
see.
are here. They are ready.
So it's a large town.
Units.
First thing we want to do, use the archers. I want to take out those chariots. Because they'll make an actual attack very difficult for us. Oh, they've fucking messy shit. That's fine. God, our archers are so good. I mean, there are better archers, don't get me wrong. Look at them just tear them apart. This is sometimes the problem that you see with chariots. They'll spawn inside of the a building. We can't get them. So stop shooting. Okay, now what we want to do, I want to go around this here to shoot these motherfuckers. At the same time, we want to angle it. There we go, do it. And shoot the crap out of them. Okay, get in here. We don't need the rams.
Now the way to your victory is clear.
This would be where long-range archers would be particularly useful. If you guys could just fight him. Ah, god damn it.
The enemy general flees like a The enemy general has been killed.
Alright, well at least he's not going to be any threat now. Oh, can they possibly attack him? All they're doing is getting themselves exhausted. Just leave it be. Everyone knows that this game has its problems, so don't worry about it. I don't think this stuff happens anywhere near as often on like large unit scale. This wasn't optimized for huge unit scale. They just made it as an option like, hey, let's just see how it goes. Well, you know, the performance is alright, but fuck, the mechanics are shit on this scale. I want them to stand right here. You'll see why. Start shooting at them. When they come over this way, we'll cut them off. Okay, now everyone use flaming shot, because if they break, we win. There we go.
Victory is sweet indeed.
Well, there's 3 men on that battle, so that worked out very nicely.
Victory is ours, mighty one. This land is
There's not a lot of population here, and the public order is fine, so let's just occupy it. So they've already managed to put in 30% culture penalty. So many things. So they built a blacksmith here, they built a barracks and walls. Well, once we take the or retake Memphis, that'll be good for negating that. Now obviously we can't leave these guys here, so more peasants in here, and we just need to get. Hang on, what can we retrain here? That's level 2 barracks. I guess there was already a level 1 barracks here before that, so they actually upgraded our barracks. We really haven't taken many casualties, so let's just keep moving. Hopefully it allows us to do that.
forward. Sire, sire.
The public order's a bit too shit. I'm gonna have to lower the population.
Sire. Move up.
Now, this region still has plague, but by the time we get back there, hopefully it'll be sorted.
My ears are yours. Unseen, unheard. Moving. Moves depleted great.
Okay, at least he's not going anywhere for a little while.
Mighty general.
God damn these
Attack!
chariots everywhere.
Victory! No more moves, sire.
Right. Okay. So we need to get rid of the culture penalty, but also just focus on population, public order / population growth. Okay. So, and we got some money. We can retrain all these guys. Is there anything else I need to do this turn? Right, first thing we should prioritize, I think, is to retrain our troops. Because we've got to get ready to go.
Orders?
That's good. Some more experienced units is certainly going to be good for us. The main reason why I did that is because I need construction slots. Because we need ships so that we can leave. now for some construction. There's not any corruption here, so increasing farming is probably good. We really want to get this population up. I can drop the taxes now, it's not a big deal. So sort of raising a secondary army over here now. Moving on. Oh, it's okay, it was just desert infantry. But who was the one that did it? Probably, it would have been the Scipii. Hey, if they wanted to pay that much for it, then that's their own prerogative, but I think that's pretty silly. Of course, I would have sent out a patrol to find those men and crucify them all across there. I expect nothing less out of desert trash, though. Okay, so we're good to go here. We got loads of troops. They're all back to full strength.
Sire, my liege.
Where's our spy? Our spy's in here.
My eyes are in you.
I want to try and get to Croton this turn if we can.
My liege, mighty general. Sire, mighty general, move out.
Okay, that's a bad indication of public order there.
Orders, onward.
Maybe we'll need to leave you behind as a governor.
Mighty general, forward. My liege. My liege, my liege. Onward. My liege, mighty general, mighty general. Orders, my liege.
Okay, it should be fine. We just need to recruit more of them to lower the population for the time being. And then, oh, Saturn here, that needs to go.
Aye, my lord.
Okay, let's hope that the spy can open the gates for us. Got a 40% chance, that's reasonable.
Ships ready, my liege.
Good.
Off the boats.
Let's give us a base of operations right off the bat. And sure, we'll hire some mercenaries because we've got the money.
Attack!
It's a good start to our invasion of Italy. And we're doing something the Desert Trash could have never dreamed of doing in history, actually invading
The
Rome.
lands of the dead will see many new souls before the sun sets.
Okay.
Archer!
Alright, let's just move forward, start shooting them. I still have forgotten to do away with the timer. Let's get a little bit closer. They're only really able to shoot through the gate, but I'm fine with that. Hang on, what am I doing? Seriously, this is silly. They're just Velites. Why the fuck don't I just send these guys in to kill them?
The cowardly enemy have lost the walls! Send your troops and take the rest of the settlement!
Alright, good. Get over there. Okay, then we need to get set up over here. Actually, if you could stand a bit further back here. So this is pretty similar strategy to what we used last time. I think it works pretty well. Actually, no, don't fire at will just yet.
Units! Cease fire! Units! Double time!
Pikemen, those will be useful. Get over here. Oh, they're getting shot by the towers. Whoops, doesn't matter. First to die, first to recover, but I don't really care about them anyway. See, what we want them to do is stand over here, so that when they come, they grind them up. Okay, good. We can shoot them from here. That'll draw them over here. Bring the generals back to here. Because they're in the way of the archers, which is not a good thing.
The enemy general has been killed. Now we will see the measure of his soldiers' courage.
Didn't even need to bring them over here. As soon as I go to the town square, yeah, they're gonna break.
Victory is yours.
Victory! This land is ours!
What should we do? I'm leaning towards exterminating them. Yeah, we'll exterminate them, because otherwise we're just going to have to leave too much of a garrison. That's what Alexander would do. Good, we can retrain our losses here.
Aye, great lord! Aye, my lord!
Can we get a... No, I can't get another spy here. I might get a... diplomat. No, fuck diplomats. We get a boat. Because I've got a full stack here. Actually, get peasants. We'll need someone to look after the settlement when we're done. When we leave. We don't really need to be transporting them around at the moment. So what are we looking at here? We've had some pretty rapid expansion on this episode. At least, you know, against Rome. Over here, not so much. But, you know, I'm not able to really dedicate a whole lot of resources for that. That's the better army. Yeah, I don't want him sitting around here for too long, so build up the public order building so they can leave.
Ships ready!
Still gonna be a while before this army is ready.
Ready to sail!
Send a ship over here to bring them back
Aye,
now.
my lord! Ready to sail!
Put them on the boats next turn, because just leave one peasant there, it's not a big deal. Okay, so this has been upgraded. What do we want? I think a port from here will be particularly useful because it's not trading with anyone. Now, I don't think it's going to make a hell of a lot of money anyway, but just do it.
Orders!
Okay, yeah, attack them.
The enemy!
Because if we leave them, they'll just go straight back to Siwa and retake it.
The enemy are here! They with my orders! Archer! Units! Units! Stand and fight!
The high ground's right in the middle, so let's stand here. We'll see if we can make them come to us. Not a big fan of javelin, man. I rarely use them anymore. Archers are just such a better option. Again, I have forgotten to turn off the timer. Oh, come on, just get a little bit closer so we can start shooting those motherfuckers.
Units, double time.
I don't want to get any closer than that.
Units. Units, move out, double time. Units. Unit, move, double.
Okay, you move forward quickly. Oh shit, this is gonna sting. There's no point being on skirmish mode, wouldn't have helped them much. I should have put them on guard mode though. Okay, I think that went pretty well. Our casualties were pretty minimal. And they won't be able to do that again. Their chariots are badly damaged. Also, they've been taking damage right there. So let's have a look at percentages. Yeah, we definitely got the better of them there. Okay, so they're running away again. Trying to use this opportunity to kill as many of them as possible. We're not going to be able to get their chariots, but I might be able to get their skirmishers. They'll never catch up to them now. That's fine. Could send them, I guess. But you know, they're shit. If we get rid of all of their infantry, then their cavalry's not gonna so easily be able to take Siwa. I mean, just a few units of desert infantry will be able to stop them. No, hang on. Is that going to break? Good. Sure, every single one of their infantry don't make it.
The enemy flee! Chase them from the field and give them no rest or pity!
Oh, damn it. Some of them got away. That's okay, we still got the better of them in that battle, where they lose like, how much? 63% of their army. But of course, the main strength of their army is always their chariots, especially this early stage of the game. They're not going to see what anytime soon. Okay, so which of these is now a viable option? Okay, it says there's no more plague there. Yeah, I'm gonna go for Memphis. I just hope the plague really is over. He's still got the plague, so while he's got the plague, it could re-emerge in the city. Now, I should have another spy. Let's get another spy here.
Sire! Mighty General.
He might attack us over the end turn, but I think we can handle them. Some mercenaries that I just don't feel like getting. Actually, if I don't get them, they probably will. And I've got the money for it, so I might as well. Okay, everything's looking good. Maybe you just lower the taxes here. Getting a bit out of control. Moving on.
We are besieged.
Let me see, what have I got in there? We should be able to defend against that if they were to attack.
Sire!
Although I'm not certain. I mean, the archers are the backbone of this, but there's not that many of them, and that is a fairly large army. Let me just check exactly what's in there. Egyptian chariots, Egyptian chariots. Okay, what they don't have are any archers. Meaning that if we go out there now, I don't expect to beat them, but I can thin their forces out considerably. Just using the javelin men and our own archers.
Await my orders.
So what we do is we put our archers here. You go and stand there. And the Numidian cavalry will come out the side and start harassing them. Oh, fuck, that's annoying. And anytime they get close to the wall, we shoot them. Okay, try and get a little bit closer to them there. Every bit of range is going to count here. And even if we only get a handful of kills, well, it's still better than nothing. Because these guys here aren't going to do a whole lot of kills if they were defending. It's all about them. It's all about these guys here soaking up the damage while they do the damage. If I had more archers, it'd be a lot easier for the defense. This is why, otherwise, if I had one more archer, I wouldn't bother sallying out. But since I don't, we need to be taking out the units that, during the assault, are going to be the most difficult to deal with. Namely, probably their chariots. Because these ones here, these heavy chariots, they don't have any archers, so they can't fire back at us. It'd be nice if you could kill, even one of them. There we go. Try to avoid their javelin men. Okay, you guys get over here. If we can lure them over here, the archers are going to do way more damage than the Numidian mercenaries, but these guys have the mobility. To try and just make sure we take as few casualties as possible. Camels are making themselves an easy target, and of course, what's the main thing I've always said about camels? They're fucking slow, so they can't run away from us. Routing them is no good, because we're not going to win this battle. It's just about getting as many kills as we can. don't think we've got enough ammunition to even do enough damage to these chariots. Right now. So maybe focus on the infantry. The more of them we kill now, the less we have to worry about later. Also, we could take some attrition during the end turn. And also, don't forget, they're not going to build any siege equipment on the next turn, so we can come out here the next turn and do some more damage to them. Okay, we're done here. 0 deaths. Let's get out of here. We're done. Would have been nice if the archers could have shot a little bit, but they're too far away from the wall. Guarantee we're not taking 13% attrition, so their ability to assault us will be weakened now. Get that gate to shut. Once the gate's shut, we're done. 167 of them dead. And now, you know, kill off the camels. Not really a high priority unit, but still. Okay. Now, is this guy still got the plague? Yeah, he's still got the plague, so I'm not going after that. Because if we besiege it, it'll reignite the plague here. Instead, we're going to make our way towards Alexandria. So these guys here, looks like we have to fight them again. Do any of these fuckers here have the plague? He does. Alright, what we should do is actually not engage with them. Just go around the side here. Next turn we'll attack them again to push them away. We don't want them going into the city because they'll reignite the plague. Because there's a chance that I won't kill them. I'll take them as well, just so they don't. They've got the money. Make sure we maintain public order. Okay, then. Okay, send a spy over to Tarentum. What's the chances of opening the gate? 40%. Hang on. Just thinking, if... Let me just send one load of cavalry there first. Okay, the gate's open, so we'll make the attack. Probably going to take me a little bit longer than 6 minutes to do this. But I'm confident of victory. Because obviously, in 6 minutes, we're at an hour and a half. But we kind of got a lot of territory this turn, despite, you know, them bribing Memphis. That sucked, but they can only do that so many times. Funny thing is, that plague is what's really holding me back from attacking those settlements. Because me getting my army plagued, not this one, but the one in Egypt, that would slow us down way too much. First thing I want to do is just send these guys forward to start shooting over the wall. Get up close, I want you to be able to smell them. Good, the more dogs you kill, the better. Because they can be a bit of a nuisance. Okay, that's a good start. Dogs over there. Just thinking how to go about this. They got a lot of dogs in the settlement. Okay, these guys will do really well against dogs. Because dogs are really useful against light troops, and these guys are relatively heavy in comparison. Oh, they could be shooting my own troops. Plus I'm wasting ammo, so stop that. Right, let's just send the cavalry in. They'll deal with the dogs and these remnant equities. Save the ammunition on the archers for other things. So have we gone so far? 16% of them? That's a good start.
Now the way to your victory is clear.
Like I said, the dogs don't do very much against heavy cavalry. Can't target the dogs though. Where'd they go? They're not all going back to the town square, are they? Right, hang on. He's coming out over here. Velites? Alright, we can kill them. No sense in wasting ammunition on units that are easy for our cavalry to get rid of. Why are you going this way? Shit. They're supposed to stick together, but they're pathfinding morons. They're not doing it properly. Still, even just one general can handle this at the time being. Just would be better if... I think there's still one dog over there that they can't quite kill. But they can't target them. Stupid shit either. They need reinforcements. Okay, actually now, back off. Back off to here. That guy's on his own now, because you guys took too long. Because the Principes will block us off. Now if they go down there, we can pincer them. If they come down here, we can shoot them. So yeah, you guys can easily handle the dogs. Try to catch those troops. How are we going with this? Okay, you go around their back. I'll turn him back around once they've just cleared this away. Okay, back around. They'll probably break before they get there, but you never know. Maybe not. At least we got them. Didn't cost us much in troops. That is 66% of them dead, so that's 2/3. So what's this here? These are Hastati. Okay, we've got more units coming up this way. Oh, it's all just the remnants from the other battalions. That's fine. Can finish them off. Okay, don't worry about it. He's too close to the town square. No, get back. Okay, they're probably going to start to bring in their troops into the center now, and I need to bring my troops over. I just need to think about how best to go about it. Where are we going to position ourselves? Here would be a bit better. The more open space, the better. Alright, let's get our pikes over here. And our archers inside as well. And the seminar mercenaries. And all of, just fucking everything. Just get them inside. Except for the Numidian cavalry. I don't think I need them anymore. This works out very well for us. Because our cavalry will have no trouble killing those Hastati. Especially with these guys here routing nearby. I'm sure they're tired as well. Good. And let me just check how much experience they've got. 0. So they're not going to be any better than than those Principes. Just got to make sure my generals aren't fighting up front. Doesn't look like it at the moment. But there he is. Okay, luckily nobody died. As in, none of the generals died. Bodyguards don't really count. Sting. Still, no one died. That's good. After this, I don't want to use them anymore. Good. Fuck. That was a bit of a concern there, because their javelins are very strong. So they've done their worth. That was a good distraction while we were getting into position. So let's then move them over here, keep this nice and tight. Just you need to stand here, make sure their morale doesn't break. You guys have my permission to start shooting. And these guys here, I should put them on guard mode. Same as you, because I don't want them moving. Pretty much just a general left. If we could just get an archer close enough to shoot him, he'll come over here. Okay, good. If he's bring board over here, that's all I wanted. Keep the pikes down.
By the gods, the enemy general was a fool. He sacrificed himself rather than
Alright,
leading
we're pretty much
his
done
men
here.
to
Just
a
send the
dignified
general to go
defeat.
finish off these last few troops.
Victory.
Crush the Brutii in that battle.
Victory is ours, mighty one.
Yeah, they need to be
This
exterminated.
land is ours. Orders onward.
Okay, so public order is easily maintained, and we can retrain all of our troops here, and we can start recruiting long shield cavalry from here as well. That's good, because I'm not a big fan of Numidian cavalry, as I've made clear many times. So we've got a Gallic diplomat over here. How many settlements do we have? 14. So we've got to get to 50 if we want long campaign victory conditions. I'm somewhat wondering if maybe I should have just gone short campaign victory conditions, but if I had done that, it would be done already, because... Oh, no, it's 15, I think, to get short campaign. Whatever, it's only episode 3, so... Ideal length for a series is around 10 episodes. Anyway, that's the end of this episode, guys, so like and subscribe. Part 4 is next, and don't forget to visit me on Facebook. See you next time, fuckers.